Among the many psychological types outlined by Carl Gustav Jung, there's one that occupies a unique place, not only due to its rarity, but because of profound psychic complexity it carries: the intuitive introvert. Jung described this personality as one of the most difficult to understand, both by others and by oneself. It is not a type oriented toward external action, the world of facts, or observable emotions. Instead, it lives tethered to a symbolic flow emerging from the unconscious, a river of inner images, premonitions, and archetypal structures that escape ordinary perception. This is a story of those who walk between worlds, the seer who dwells in shadows. The intuitive introvert does not operate from linear logic or empirical observation. Their compass is internal. They capture meanings that have not yet taken form, perceive psychic movements before they surface in consciousness, and navigate life with a deep sensitivity to the invisible. To the outside world, they may seem detached, dreamy, or even indifferent, but this is not arrogance. It is simply that their attention is directed toward another dimension, a symbolic plane where the present moment is just a shadow of something deeper, something still in gestation. Jung described them as perceiving what is about to be, but is not yet. They are the ones who sense the tremors of cultural shifts before they happen, who feel the weight of unspoken emotions in a room, who know the truth of a person before words are ever exchanged. But this gift comes at a cost: the loneliness of the visionary. Society demands proof, results, objective data. But what the intuitive introvert perceives is, by its very nature, intangible. Their insights are often met with silence, skepticism, or even ridicule. They are the ones who know without knowing how they know, who sense the unraveling of a relationship before the first argument, who feel the approach of a crisis long before the storm hits. And yet, when they try to speak of these things, they are met with blank stares. Over time, they learn to retreat into silence. Their inner world becomes a fortress, beautiful, vast, and impenetrable. But this silence is where the real danger begins, when visions become a prison. Jung issued a grave warning. If the intuitive introvert does not find a way to translate their visions into language, art, or action, they risk being consumed by them. The inner world, which should be a source of revelation, can become a labyrinth of unexpressed symbols. The images that once illuminated the mind begin to dominate it. Autonomous, relentless, like ghosts whispering in the dark. The individual no longer contemplates the visions. They are possessed by them. This is the moment when deep intuition, if left unbalanced, can spiral into dissociation. The delicate balance between prophecy and delusion. Introverted intuition does not operate in the present. It is always reaching toward what is coming. This makes the intuitive introvert akin to a prophet, someone who sees what others cannot yet see. But here lies the dilemma. What is seen cannot be proven. Without an outlet, without a way to ground these visions, the mind begins to blur the line between insight and illusion. Jung recounted the case of a patient who saw a black snake coiled in her abdomen. Over time, the serpent rose through her body and emerged from her mouth, transformed into a golden-headed viper. To an outsider, this might sound like madness, but to Jung, it was a symbol of rebirth, a psychic metamorphosis playing out in the theater of the unconscious. The question is, how does one live with such visions without losing touch with reality? The antidote: symbol into form. The survival of the intuitive introvert depends on one crucial act: expression. When the inner world is not given shape, it becomes a prison. But when it is channeled into art, writing, music, or even ritual, it transforms into a bridge between worlds. History's great intuitive introverts, Kafka, Van Gogh, Jung himself, were not just dreamers. They were translators of the unseen. They took the whispers of their souls and forged them into something the world could grasp. But even this is not enough. The body as anchor. The intuitive introvert lives in the future, in symbols, in the abstract. But the body lives here. Now, Jung stressed the importance of sensation, the neglected function that roots us in the physical world. Walking, cooking, gardening, the weight of a cup in the hands, the scent of rain on pavement. These are not mundane distractions. They are lifelines. Without them, the visionary floats untethered, lost in a sea of symbols with no shore in sight. The final challenge: living in a world that does not see. even with expression, even with grounding. The intuitive introvert faces one last trial: existing in a world that values only what can be measured. Modern society worships data, productivity, and instant results. The intangible, the symbolic, is dismissed as irrelevant. And so, the intuitive introvert stands at a crossroads: betray the inner vision to fit in, or remain true to it, even in exile. This is not a choice made once, but every day. In conversations where they bite back their insights, in workplaces where silence is mistaken for incompetence, in relationships where their depth is met with shallow waters. Yet, when they hold fast to their truth, they become something rare, a living bridge between the visible and the unseen, a call to those who walk this path. If you are one of them, if you live among symbols, if you hear what others do not, know this: your vision is not a curse. It is a map to places the world has forgotten. The key is to speak it, shape it, ground it, to walk with one foot in the depths and the other on solid earth. And perhaps, in doing so, you will light the way for those who are still afraid of the dark. So tell me, how do you navigate this invisible world? What keeps you rooted when the visions come? Share your story below. You are not as alone as you think. And if this journey resonates with you, stay with us. The next chapter delves deeper into the moment when intuition becomes prophecy and when prophecy becomes madness. The line is thinner than you know. See you there.